Thank you very much, Premier, and thank you, Kim and Will, for being here today. As the Premier said, it's really when we started to talk to primary care providers and look at the applications that we received that we started to really understand, I think, the depth and richness of what this grants program is going to offer. So it will, as the Premier said, increase throughput, but it's also about the multilingual GPs and pharmacies out there who can offer additional services to those people. It's about being able to provide support and access for people with a disability. And it's really fantastic to see that so many GPs and pharmacies, particularly in some of our most vulnerable and at-risk areas, have put their hands up to be part of this. And we really want to thank them for that. I also want to do a shout out to our regional GPs and pharmacies. Tranche 2 of the grants round is now open. There are 11 local government areas that have been identified, and all throughout this week we're really hoping to see a lot of applications coming in for the same kind of grants to be made available in regional Victoria. Now, Victoria's mass vaccination centres have played a really vital role in turbocharging our rollout, and they have really been what has helped us get to our first dose rate, which is now sitting up around 83%, and will play a hugely important role in the significant number of second doses that need to occur over the next few weeks. But from this point on, the vaccination system's not going to get bigger, it's actually going to get smaller in the best possible way. So in the same way as we've seen the program move from mass vax high throughput sites to large pop-ups to smaller pop-ups, over time we'll see it become even more focused, bespoke, really reaching into some of these communities that the Premier spoke about, where we know we need to continue to do more to make sure that every Victorian and every community has the opportunity to have the kind of vaccination rates that can really make a difference. A huge part of this program has been the significant partnerships and community engagement that have occurred, and really integral to that has been our ambassador program. We have over 200 ambassador organisations who have been with us from very early on in the program, just quietly doing the work in their local communities, helping people access, understand, engage with the right information, helping people understand the pathways to vaccination, and over time really making an impact in their local communities. That work continues, and I really want to thank all of the individuals and organisations who have been quietly doing this work in the background, but who have been such a hugely important part of the program. I'm going to talk a little bit about local government areas now. We're really pleased to see that 22 local government areas have tipped over the 90% first dose coverage. 54 of our 79 local government areas are now above 80%, which is fantastic. And in terms of the progress in our high-risk outbreak areas, Wyndham has absolutely steamed ahead of the state average and now has 89% of residents who have had a first dose. As of yesterday, Casey and Cardinia were both also exceeding the statewide first dose rate with 83 and 85% respectively. And we are particularly pleased to see that Hume has tipped over to 80% first dose milestone and almost caught up to the statewide first dose rate, with 80.7 having had their first dose. And we actually really believe that the strong vaccination rate in these key areas has played a role in helping us to stabilise the outbreak in these areas. We'll continue to see first dose growth above the state average in key outbreak areas such as Whittlesea, Mitchellshire, Melton, Brimbank and Greater Dandenong. Just want to talk briefly about some of our vaccination sites. So our pop-up at the Australian Islamic Museum in Thornbury wrapped up over the weekend with over 1,100 doses delivered over 5 days. Fantastic effort by that local community. We reopened our Broadmeadows Community Hub, and they're doing a great job with over 180 vaccines delivered yesterday. And our Western Bulldogs pop-up at Whitten Oval over the weekend was also a huge success, more than 2,000 doses delivered over the weekend. As the Premier mentioned, 10 of our mass vaccination sites across Melbourne have started their Moderna walk-up blitz yesterday. We have ample supply of this safe and effective vaccine. This is a really fantastic opportunity for authorised workers who have become mandated, who might be looking to get their vaccination in the next week, to come forward, walk up, get a Moderna dose at one of those 10 locations. And a big shout out to all of the young Victorians who are really leading the way with Moderna. The vast majority of people in Victoria who are taking up Moderna are young people. So if you count yourself in that category, come forward and get some Moderna.